good morning, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Block Talks, where we dig into interesting project ideas and everything groundbreaking in the space. My guest today is Clarence and Mike from AIT. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Roli.
Thanks, Roli.
What we like to know, who are you and where you started? But first of all, the slogan, follow the money.
Right.
And that's just sparked my interest. And I just said, like, oh, I want to learn more. Clarence, could you please just tell us a bit more about this?
Yeah, sure. So we're a 30-year-old technology company based out of the United States. We're actually a web hosting company, domain registration, and software as a service. We fast forward, we got into Web 3.0 about 3 years ago, artificial intelligence and blockchain. So we developed a platform called MatchAwards. It's a social media platform combined with economic development. People go in, they set up their profiles like architect, engineer, landscaper, doesn't matter. You set your profile up like LinkedIn, like Twitter, like Facebook, but you're an architect. What it does is it brings in opportunities to you that are for architects. These are government contracting opportunities, grant opportunities, loan opportunities, purchase order opportunities. If you're a landscaper, you see landscaping opportunities. All this is free on the platform. These platforms come in and they're based on the profile that you create. You're going to see opportunities that you can basically partner with others, team, basically go after, and basically, hopefully win part or some of that opportunity, which then converts into an award. The United States government spends $2.3 trillion every year, discretionary spending on contracts, grants, purchase orders, loans, you name it. So this platform has tokenized all of them. Now, follow the money. Where did that come from? Well, it comes from a couple of different places. One, it comes from Hollywood in the United States. A couple of movies were made. They said, hey, how do you find out what's going on in the real world? Well, the slogan came up, follow the money. If you follow the money and see where the money goes, then you know qui bono in Latin, who benefits, right? So that's what everybody wants to know. Follow the money. When you follow the money, you find out some interesting things. You find out who's winning, who's losing, and who's probably cheating. Okay. I mean, I'm just going to be straightforward with you. And we have some tools that help that. So follow the money. We partnered with Galexis, the NFT provider, and we developed a what we call a digital key or an NFT, a non-fungible token, is follow the money. Take MatchAwardsPlatform.com and fast forward. And now let's take it one step further and let's create an NFT. The difference between the NFT and the platform, which is free, is the NFT is designed to produce business intelligence, just like military intelligence. The more that you can predict down the road what's going to happen in terms of contract, grant, and purchase orders, the higher the probability that you're going to intervene in that opportunity and basically take a chance at winning it. So NFT follow the money starts with the premise of you can follow the money and you can follow it properly, then you can increase the probability that you can get the money. And that's the premise behind the whole thing.
That's crazy. I mean, how comes is not on the headline of the news and like all the businesses are using the product already? That just make me wonder. That should be used by every single businesses in the United States and maybe outside of the United States if they want to get into the contract, and they are allowed to because they can find out using your platform if they are eligible or not. Mike, would you be able to give a bit of a background on the company where you started? What you did before MatchAwards, or where is the MatchAwards came from? Because I believe you are almost 29 years old as an AIT.
Yeah.
Sure. And as Clarence mentioned, Advanced Internet Technologies, AIT, a traditional web hosting, domain registration company. And we also did development, software as a service. So in the course of that time, we were approached with doing customized development here in the state of North Carolina, and an entity that was helping them manage for the state, the North Carolina businesses to win contracts, grants, and awards here in the United States but for businesses focused in North Carolina. So we developed a platform and was able to help North Carolina-based businesses win, have visibility on, so they could win Department of Defense contracts, grants, and awards as part of that discretionary spending that Clarence mentioned. Now, that was an early iteration of MatchAwards because it was very specific to Department of Defense spending and contracts, and only for North Carolina-based businesses. MatchAwards, the expansion that Clarence was talking about, is it pulls in contracts, grants, awards, plus the winners of contracts, grants, awards, small business association loans, so there's funding opportunities, as well as employment opportunities, and in addition, scholarships as well, and state opportunities around the country. And it's opened up worldwide because the place of performance for those types of opportunities, based on the discretionary spending of the federal government that Clarence mentioned, is worldwide. Both of us are retired military, both of us served overseas, multiple places, and we've been contracting officers in one aspect or another in our experience, so we're familiar with that. So MatchAwards now is opened up to worldwide businesses, and the opportunities in place of performances worldwide. It's free to use, and they can go ahead and create a profile that is a business or a user and see matches to opportunities. Now, from that, and when we were approached by the partner that Clarence mentioned, Galaxis, for the non-fungible token, which is really a digital resource or asset, we improved upon the MatchAwards in the sense that using the AI tools that we have and with the blockchain technology, as well as the assistance from our partner, enhanced business intelligence is now available for each opportunity based on state. That's what the NFT is. It's focused on state. And then there are badges or industry classifications so that you can get enhanced business intelligence about a specific type of opportunity in a certain location that is a U.S. state and specific industries, and now have actionable intelligence on how to proceed. You can see past winners, and you can also team up and partner with successful winners so that you can help grow your business. So now we fine-tuned and move forward with the follow the money, where now it's really more specific, because small, medium businesses, which is our target client and customer, and the majority of our users are small, medium businesses, don't really have a national footprint per se or international. They really have a regional or local footprint. And so the NFT, the follow the money, is now geared to the needs of those small, medium-sized businesses from feedback we've gotten since the launch of MatchAwards.
Mind-blowing. I mean, during all these years, you developed quite a bit of network. You have tens of thousands of businesses as partners, as MatchAwards. And the follow the money backed with the blockchain technology it shows the future possibilities of the security and ownership.
Yeah.
And that's specifically, as a small business owner, you are able to access data what you are otherwise would have to go different ways to be able to access it.
Yeah, so this was the original MatchAwards that was talked about, where we are having opportunities into the platform. And so there are various opportunities with that discretionary spending, government to business, business grants, and then the award winners, loans, opportunities, and scholarships. So what we've done is, when we move forward with the follow the money key, some of the features and benefits of that is it's a little bit different. It's more enhanced. It's you own it. It's unique because it's a digital asset or footprint. There's a 12-month subscription for that particular digital key, that NFT. And so that's the terminology with the non-fungible tokens. It's our key. It's the key to follow the money, so you can unlock those opportunities. We update every day those different discretionary spending opportunities into our platform. We have a tool we'll talk a little bit about here in just a moment on being able to use analytics and search detective, which is a way to check how best to win, or if there are wins that you're eligible for, you're not getting, how to improve those opportunities. And there is a limitation. The NFTs is not so much information. It's focused on a particular state, which is a key, and then industries, which are badges. So it is very specific with the information you're receiving and actionable. Monthly, daily updates. So we continue to update, and we'll show a dashboard here for the individual users. You can get multiple industries or badges assigned to your profile. So if your business does more than one area or more than one industry or partners in more than one area, you can get information about those opportunities. You can transfer that ownership. It is a digital asset. And it's very exclusive with the business intelligence that we have, the enhanced business intelligence, and the feedback of how to action that opportunity and how to connect with others to be successful. We do have leadership board gamification involved, and that way is based on success and who's been most successful, best practices. You can also have combinations with different states, and as well as the platform, as mentioned, MatchAwards, we've tokenized it, so we have a MAPU token, so we make that available as well for our users.
That's quite a complex system. So you have 50 different keys, I believe.
Correct. And I follow the money page now with correct. There's one per state. So you mentioned the NFTs. There's one per state. So that is your digital key. That's the NFT. And then the badges are the different industries. So individual have a digital resource of a state and certain industries. You get 2 industries at no extra cost, and then you can go ahead and get the digital key or badge or asset. We do have some videos on the platform itself just to kind of give examples of how to use the tool. But in a sense, it's enhanced with the blockchain intelligence, AI intelligence, and as you mentioned, individual states. And it's really for government contractors, those that are in business to work contracts, grants, awards, but not just for them. It is for small, medium businesses. There are analysts that are involved, people that are involved in economic development, business development, like chambers of commerce, and economic entities in organizations. Also, consultants. Great tool for consultants that are looking for clients, and then businesses that are seeking partnerships or growth opportunities. They may not necessarily be on the meet the qualifications to win the contract grant award directly, but they could be part of the supply chain and be part of that economic opportunity in their community or in their state. And so what is it? We've talked about it's a great tool, resource to provide those opportunities down to state and industry level. And then we do have the pricing components of it. It's pretty reasonable for an individual business because a state can be as little as $2.99 to $4.99, depending on the GDP of that state. It's a 1-year subscription, so it's a one-time cost that can renew annually, and you get 2 industries for free. So pretty economical compared to, as you mentioned, Raleigh, there are multiple tools and resources that you can use to find government contracts, grants, and awards, but they're not as organized and toggled and filtered as easily as the MatchAwards was. And so we can give that detailed information very quickly in a few clicks to the users.
That's right. It's everything in one place. And also it's a very clever name when you say that follow the money key, because it's really a key which opens opportunities and open doors for you to get those businesses for your company. Also, what you mentioned, the search detective included in these follow the money key. Would you be able to go into a bit details on the search detective?
Sure.
Clarence mentioned those are the one where you can find discrepancies in the system.
Yeah, sure. And we'll go into some specific examples in a moment. So the search detective is a byproduct of the core technology and follow the money. And it's interesting, the term follow the money actually came from a movie back in 1970, 76, 77. It was All the President's Men, and it had to do with the Watergate scandal in the United States. And I don't remember the exact context, but they were trying to figure out what was going on. And one of the actors said, "Well, just follow the money." And since then, it's been adopted in U.S. Western parlance as, "Hey, if you want to get to the root of the matter, all you got to do is follow the money." So, Search Detective is actually also AI powered, and it is part of the Follow the Money NFT or digital key. And what it does is it looks for spending patterns. Okay. Now, these patterns can both be good and they can be bad. So the Search Detective, you can look up particular contracts, grants, purchase orders. You have a chance to look and see who your competitors basically are, and if they're previous winners, you can look the previous winners up. There's all sorts of things you do. The most important thing is I think is what it does is it provides you with very detailed information about particular awards. So the way it's organized is kind of like a little search engine, as you can see. And on the left-hand side, basically, it's got examples of search irregularities, or I would say basically spending irregularities that you can find by searching. There's a user's guide on how to use it. And then spending irregularities that you can find are sole source awards. A lot of times, these are awards that go to sole source companies because they have a unique skill. But in fact, they should not be sole source awards because there may be 100, 200, 300, 400 companies that can compete, and it should have been bid out, but it wasn't. Well, the question that we ask and answer is, why wasn't it bid out? And the answer usually is because somebody knows somebody and they gave them that sole source award. And then if we go down, set aside mismatch. The United States has between 25, 35 set-aside category awards that are supposed to go to minority-based company, disabled veteran-owned company, hubs-owned companies, just different categories of companies, women-owned businesses, and they're supposed to go to those set-asides, okay, especially the small business categories. What we find out is a lot of times they don't go to those set-asides. They go to much larger corporations that start little companies so they can win the awards. And then there's repeat awards. We see where the same people are winning the awards over and over again, and you have to ask yourself why. Or excessive pricing, $600-700 for a hammer or a wrench, just ridiculous things, obfuscated and obscured identities. A lot of times vendors and contract officers will work together and they will obscure identities of the vendors. They will change a number, or they will change a letter in the address. They'll change something so it looks like a different company is winning, but in fact, the same company could be winning over and over again. I'll give you an example. We had one. It was a Department of Defense DLA individual that basically was providing fruits and vegetables and fresh produce to the Defense Logistics Agency, and I think it was $8 million a year. Well, he listed himself in SAM.gov and USA Spending. We access a lot of different databases when we pull all these data points together into this simple interface. And he had been selling about $8 million a year in fresh produce to the federal government. However, when we looked his profile up, he listed himself as a Black-owned corporation, LLC, and 2 or 3 other different types of organizations, which is impossible. There is no set aside for Black-owned businesses. It's minority-owned businesses. And you can't be a C corporation and an LLC and basically a sole proprietorship at the same time. So what the tool was able to do is ferret out this individual, look and see that he, in fact, didn't have an address where he said he had the address. And then we cross-referenced his social media with this tool, and we pulled him up, and he was definitely not African-American. He was quite Caucasian, in fact. So this gives you an example of who's winning the awards, and basically it will ferret out the folks that basically should not have won the awards in a lot of cases. But it's called a search detective. It allows the NFT owner to do a much deeper dive. Think about it as a mini D.O.G.E, Department of Government Efficiency under an Elon Musk. Whether or not you like the guy or not, at the end of the day, believe it or not, Raleigh, there is an estimated minimum of $521 billion low end of basically fraud, waste, and abuse U.S. government spending every single year.
It's incredible. Yeah, that's incredible.
It's staggering. It's staggering. And the people that should be having an opportunity to get this, to get these awards and get these opportunities, don't have the opportunity. They don't have the resources to go figure out if there's been any wrongdoing. So we built Search Detective to give them a very powerful tool where they could sit and put in their information, do their searches, and find out, hey, something doesn't look right, and they find out that it in fact is not right.
Just to summarize it, with this follow the money key, you get the opportunity to find businesses through your membership, but also have the tool in your hand to find the discrepancies in the system and do what you like, because some people are just like to investigate. I know they want the truth to come out. So
Right.
that mini Doge thing is really resonate with many listeners and many viewers, I believe, and this is all included in the price. So
Yes.
you get the search detective and the follow the money keys as well. Basically, you get a state and 2 industry badges of your choice.
Right. And if you just, I mean, it's so inexpensive compared to what value it brings. If you're a small business and it helps you win a $500,000 or $1 million contract or a grant or a purchase order, my God, how many times over has it paid for itself? If you pay $249, okay, it paid for itself so many times over. And the other thing is when you're done using it, you can sell it and resell it back on the open market again. So it's unique. You can resell it. It gives you the tools you need. In terms of ROI, I can't think of anything more in terms of return on investment more powerful than the follow money NFT. It can do absolute wonders for a business to help them win opportunities and tell them if they're not winning it, why. I mean, it will predict if a construction project is going in, if there's a scientific research project going in, if there's an airport going in somewhere from some federal agency or state agency, and it will basically say, hey, Raleigh, hey, Mike, hey, Clarence, this opportunity is coming down. You may want to pre-position your resources, your assets. Okay, it's giving you business intelligence. Everybody talks about battlefield intelligence in the military, right? The ability to predict what the enemy's going to do before the enemy does it. Well, business intelligence is able to predict the opportunities while or before they actually happen, so you can pre-position your forces, so to speak, or your assets basically to take advantage of it. You look at, I know one individual who knew that a federal airport was going into the tune of $500 million. He donated his land. He donated his land for the airport. But you know what? He owned all the land around the airport.
Around. That's very smart. I watched the video before the interview that you have on your website, and
Yep.
that gave me the idea. It's not just for single businesses. That's when you have small businesses work together, and they all have access to this information.
Yep.
And they can build up an even bigger business. Using the follow the money keys.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they can combine their resources. And they can collaborate with one another. And let's face it, okay, if there's somebody that's unfairly winning an award year after year after year, okay, as a private business, because they happen to know somebody in the government, okay, and so it's an inside job, and they keep giving them the award. Okay, this tool will pick it up. It'll find that out. And if it finds that out, the individual then that looks at it can file a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request, can basically go to the government, go to their elected representatives and say, hey, what's going on here? What's happening? This is not fair. This is not right. Launch an investigation. Why not? Take a look at it, uncover it, shine the light on it. That's what needs to happen. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to give, I think, small businesses the ability to do that very quickly, very easily, because let's face it, most small businesses don't have the resources, the legal teams, they don't have the contracting teams that the larger companies do. This allows a one-person business to go in and very quickly look and see what opportunities they have, what leads they have, what the best chances of winning they are, what contacts they need to make, who's won in the past, and if something's being done unfairly, it also identifies that for them very, very quickly. So it pays for itself, I think, many, many times over.
Such a complex tool. So if I was a small business, I wouldn't think twice.
Well, the other thing for the NFT and the tools that have been developed, with MatchAwards and then the enhancement with the digital key is it's also a time saver. Clarence is focusing talking about the small, medium businesses. It's a time saver, so that you can find opportunities. And then also you can meet with other businesses and partner and expand and grow. Because even if you are not qualified to win a government contract, grant, or award, the whole focus is economic development, and you can connect with those that have won, and you can be part of their supply chain. Maybe you met with them because of what you found on the NFT, and now you're doing business with them on a regular basis beyond that one opportunity. So the whole focus of it is it's a value. So even if you don't win that contract in that 12-month subscription, you may generate business from 15 to 20 leads and contacts you make for the next 10 to 15 years of your business. So that's really where the digital key increases in value. The longer you have it, the more valuable it becomes, because you're establishing those relationships that otherwise you wouldn't have seen or known about, because of the amount of time that may be available to a small business owner or team, and how easily and how quickly you can find the information relevant, because the enhanced business intelligence gives you actionable information and recommendations of how to move forward. And it's now focused on a particular state and specific industries. So it's relevant, and it's a time saver, and it goes beyond just the one opportunity that you might connect on.
So once you have the key, your best friend would be your follow the money key dashboard every morning, just to open it up and check who is winning, why they're winning, and where is the opportunity what you can jump in.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, gents. What I like to close off with, if nothing else you like to say, that make sure everyone follows the money. And
Yeah,
I will include the links in the description, and you can check out the Follow the Money project.
thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you very much, Clarence.
Thanks, Raleigh.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for your
Thank you.
patience.